What if I told you that solo travel is anything but solo? When you're solo traveling and doing it the right way, you're going to be meeting lots and lots of people along the way, and you're actually going to have chances where you're going to wish that you were actually alone because you're going to be meeting so many people throughout your travels. I've traveled to over 30 different countries by myself, and in this video, I'm going to teach you some ways on how you can meet people while you're solo traveling. So the first way to ensure that you meet people solo traveling is to actually pick the right destination. Not all places are built the same, so if you are trying to meet people traveling by yourself, chances are you're going to have a better time if you stick to the larger cities. Larger cities just have more people in them, so just by the nature of them, it's going to be easier for you to meet solo travelers. That doesn't go to show that the smaller cities are going to be more difficult to make friends in, but as long as you choose a destination that has a lively hostel culture and they offer a lot of hostels, you're going to have no problems making friends. On the topic of hostels, the second tip is to obviously stay in hostels. When you're staying in hostels, most people there are also solo travelers, so just by having that community of solo travelers around you, you'll be able to make friends with them, no problems. Another way to also make friends when you're staying in hostels is to ensure that you stay in the dorm rooms there. You might be a bit hesitant to book dorm rooms due to privacy concerns or safety concerns, but in all honesty, they're not bad at all. I've made a video about hostels before, which I'll link above, and be sure to check that out, and that will go through some of the ways that you can ensure that you pick the right hostel when you're traveling. The third way that you can meet people solo traveling is by doing walking tours or group activities. Most big cities have walking tours available, and these are also often run via the hostel. When you're on a walking tour, you have other travelers on those tours and you're going to have a good opportunity to meet new people. Sometimes there are families and groups on these walking tours, but chances are you might meet other solo travelers on them as well, so be sure to try those out when you are traveling. There's also lots of activities that you can do via third-party apps such as Viator, and these allow you to make friends and meet new people because usually these activities are run in groups, and chances are you might run into other solo travelers as well. Now, the fourth way that you can meet solo travelers is via apps, especially dating apps, but do take this with a grain of salt. Dating apps are not a surefire way to make friends when you're traveling. There are a lot of scams, especially if you are male and you are using dating apps overseas. I know some people will meet with a girl, for instance, and they get taken to a bar, and next thing you know it, the girl's trying to force you to buy lots and lots of expensive drinks, and before you know it, you're drunk and you're thousands and thousands of dollars out of your bank account because she actually works for the club and you've just been scammed. So don't put dating apps as your number one option, but if you use them carefully, you can meet other people via them. Keep that in mind when you are solo traveling. They are still an option that you can consider. The next way that you can meet people solo traveling is by just allowing for a bit of spontaneity within your travel itinerary. If you've got everything booked back to back and you have no flexibility built into your itinerary, and there is a chance where you meet people and you're invited to join them for the next leg of their journey, you won't be able to. So just allow a bit of spontaneity into your itinerary because you never know who you might meet. You might want to join them for the next leg of the journey. You might want to do things with them. So keep that in mind. Just don't book everything to the minute. Allow for a bit of spontaneity, and it's going to increase your chances of meeting new people and making new connections while you are traveling. Now, the sixth way that you can meet new people when you are solo traveling is quite an obvious one, but that is to just get off your phone when you are traveling. If you're sitting at the hostel lobby or the hotel lobby, or you're just sitting at a cafe for that instance, don't sit on your phone. Chances are when you're trying to interact with new people, you're going to be hesitant to walk up to that person that's busy looking at their phone and not trying to see what's going on around them. If you are inclined to meet new people, but you are a bit shy or you're just sitting alone, for instance, don't go on your phone. Just read a book or just wear something interesting, for example. Have something that the other person can use as a catalyst to try and make a conversation with you. The next way that you can meet people while you're solo traveling is to just go with an attitude of no judgment. When you're back home, you have preconceived notions of the people that you live with and the people that are your friends and the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. And I know people say don't judge a book by its cover, but if you are trying to make friends when you are solo traveling, you're going to have to let your judgment go down just a tiny bit. You're going to be meeting people from all different backgrounds, all different cultures, all different walks of life. So just be open to hearing other people's stories, being interested in what they actually have to say, and chances are you're going to have a much easier time making friends and meeting new people if you just go in with the mindset that you're not going to judge them for whatever they have to say or whatever they bring to the table. You're not forced to be friends with every single person you meet. It's fine, you're probably not going to meet them again if you don't like them. So just go in with an open mind, don't be judgmental, and you're going to have a much easier time making friends when you are solo traveling. Another bonus tip I have, which will make it much easier for you to make friends, is to actually read one of my favorite books, which is How to Win Friends and Influence People. If I could recommend one book, especially in that self-improvement, self-help niche, that will actually be worthwhile and you can put in the actions right away, it's this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a classic book. It's been around for decades, tried and tested. I'll put a link to it in the description below. I'll also post some of the key takeaways from the book so you can put these into action right away. But I recommend this book a lot. Even if you just buy it and take it on your travels, you can use the steps within that book right away, and trust me, it's going to be much easier for you to make friends and influence people. So How to Win Friends and Influence People, it's a book I definitely recommend, not just for solo traveling and meeting new people, but just in life in general. It's going to be very beneficial if you are trying to become more social and understanding how people work. So those were some of my tips on how to actually make friends and meet new people when you are solo traveling. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next video.